Okay, so I'm afraid to hurt you.
No, you can't hurt me. I'm
You're a
like,
legend.
Happy birthday to you.
Heart of Stone follows a global spy on an undercover mission to protect an artificial intelligence known as the Heart. Having a film that is fairly similar to the Mission Impossible franchise and releasing it at the same time is pretty bold.
Portugal, Iceland, in Morocco, to the US.
London, in Italy, in the border of Austria. Pretty incredible location. The size of this production is kind of a great way to kick off like a giant film.
Showtime!
Even though one is released in theaters and the other on Netflix, so technically it would be easy to watch both. At the same time, it would be easy to compare these two, and because of the releases back to back, this seems to be what's happening.
This is the intro for the film. This is the first time we see the team operates together.
Introduction of my character, guys. That's what it's really about.
We're shooting this scene where Kea and Stone are in the desert and they're walking and they're talking. So the interesting thing is it's really cold outside, but it's really hot inside.
Today we are going to go behind the scenes of the thriller Heart of Stone and find out just how they put this film together.
We're in these extremely extraordinary circumstances. Either super hot, or it's super cold, or it's super windy.
It's gritty, it's realistic.
You trying to kill us?
Pretty much the opposite, actually.
But before we get into more of these moments, some trivia for you. Gal Gadot stars in this film. What was her first role in Hollywood? Leave your guesses in the comments down below and stick around to the end of the video to find out if your answer was correct.
There's people betting on real life kills in a war zone. So it's like very like high level people who are betting on real blood. So it's a pretty horrific thing to witness.
Correct. So we have camera set up and it's girl shot. I'm not in frame, but I'm here for cues.
If you have seen this film yet, you know of course not only what happens, but now, if you are wondering, the cast sit down and actually go through some scenes and explain how they shot it.
This is
That's
me,
you!
and I look quite confused because something went wrong. Bailey and I work together from the van. We're like the hackers, operators.
We're communicating with you on comms, so we're all talking to each other the whole way.
And now
there's an action
Now it kicks off.
Development began in December 2020, when Gadot signed on to star. Harper and Netflix were confirmed to serve as director and distributor, respectively, the following month, with the rest of the cast being confirmed in early 2022.
So this is the sequence where Dhawan and Rachel kind of are free-falling from the chopper in the middle of the atmosphere. They're actually just like fighting in the middle of the air. So it's quite intense.
All the action stunts, everything that you see was done with real people.
Filming took place in Europe from January to July of that year. Gadot and Bott even sat down during an interview and revealed their most intense scene that they knew would be a very difficult one.
I'm really worried.
You're not that concerned.
And she's
she's
badass.
badass.
He showed her, but she's gonna show him more. Parker comes to her defense.
Everyone's really getting beaten
He
up.
can really fight.
I can fight a bit. I've done fights and stuff before, but never this amount of it. It was pretty full on.
We can also look into the training that Gal Gadot had to do for this spy action thriller. Gadot said training for Heart of Stone took months, noting that they had to work with stunt teams. Of course, she would be no stranger to that, as she is known for the Fast and Furious franchise and being Wonder Woman.
Heart of Stone is my first Hollywood film. It's my first English language film. It's my first action film. It's also the first film I shot when I was pregnant for the first time. So honestly, a lot of firsts.
Coming into it, it was clear that this was going to be an action-packed movie, Gadot said. You have to train for months and months beforehand to make sure you're fit and strong enough to do all the stuff we needed to do.
I haven't really done anything with this level of stunts since action. My 40-year-old back is starting to ask questions.
And then that's the director's setup and the monitor where he sits. He's very close to us so that he can give notes and like, it's very quick.
While the film is a thrilling adventure that keeps audiences on their toes, Gadot said Rachel was a different kind of protagonist from her previous action roles. On the one hand, she's an amazing secret agent who enjoys the thrill of adrenaline. At the same time, she doesn't operate really well with the system.
Who's that?
Is that you?
That's me choking some
That's
light.
you?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're choking someone else. You know.
Yeah, no, I never get choked. I'm always like the
Unlike
control
me.
guy, I think.
I got choked a bunch on this one.
Stone.
Mulvaney's on your right. Another service corridor. Stand by to go dark.
The stunt coordinator even went on to explain their process in terms of what stunts to bring to the movie.
Doing things for real on location, not just on a blue screen. That for us was, very refreshing and just felt like proper movie making, like that, how we used to do a lot of stunt work for real back in, years ago.
But real quick, make sure you guys check out our Instagram page linked down in the description. There's a ton of interview moments and memes, so make sure you check it out and give us a follow.
And the hardest thing for me in the movie was the physical aspect of everything. I had a few days where I was so bruised. I had like massive bruises on my legs and on my back.
Having been shot in multiple places, of course, there were many difficulties with the weather and trying to be realistic with the stunts. The cast take us through all of that.
Tom, our director, wants to recreate the exact feel of the desert. So it's hot, and it's like humid, it's dry, we're sweating, and there's like hot wind and dust going into our eyes. So it literally feels like we're right there.
Jamie Dornan, who plays Parker in Heart of Stone, recently revealed the film takes you on a globe-trotting adventure with lots of twists and thrills, featuring some spectacular fighting skills from Gal.
We have amazing international cast.
I'm from India, Matthias from Germany, Jamie from Ireland, Gaz, from Israel. We want as many people around the world to enjoy Heart of Stone. So a lot of the cast is going to redub their scenes in their native languages.
You'll also see stunning locations like Lisbon, Iceland, Italy, Morocco, and of course, London. Gal Gadot plays spy agent Rachel in Heart of Stone on Netflix.
Jamie was really incredible doing all these fight sequences.
I've got Mulvaney. Bailey, get us out of here fast.
But you always want to do a lot of it, and you're trying to do as much of it, and then the stunt person will do something better than you. And actually, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's a super grounded, raw action thriller. We really wanted to make sure we keep it realistic so people can feel the pain, said Gal. It was important to me that Rachel be a character who can fight, but also wanted her to be able to use her brain, intuition, and emotions.
We've got a couple of scenes to do today. There is a little hold up, which happens a lot on a film set. You have to just wait. I learned very early on in my career that a lot of acting is just waiting. That can mean many things, like waiting for the right film, waiting for the shot, waiting for something special, just waiting and waiting. Most of the time, the wait is worth it.
Speaking of Mission Impossible and Heart of Stone, Gadot speaks out about a possible team-up between the two.
Could we ever see you and Tom together?
I adore Tom. When I just started acting, I had a scene or a couple of scenes with him in a movie, night and day. I would love to do something with Tom.
When we look at the behind-the-scenes moments, Alia Bhatt takes us behind the set and shows us what happens when you arrive on set and preparing everyone for the action.
I was very nervous before, but she completely put me to ease and made it so comfortable. And one of the key things I remember during that meeting was she asked me, would you like a cup of coffee? So I said, yeah. Here I was thinking she's gonna call some assistant and ask them to, but she went herself and she made the coffee and she brought it to us.
This was actually the first time Alia was pregnant and she didn't refuse to shoot. Instead, she went ahead and did the film.
Without giving spoilers, I don't know, I'm not sure what I should say.
Alia was pregnant when we were filming the movie.
Yes, I did that practically.
That's a big one too, to begin with.
That's a big one.
So we have heard previously that not only were makers thinking about a sequel, but when the story was created, they had in mind a whole trilogy. Warning here for the end of the movie. At the very end, Stone is assigned to lead a team with Kia and Jack, obviously setting up for another story to tell.
Luca is doing it in Italian, John in Spanish, me German, Alia is doing it in Hindi.
When everyone watches the film in Hindi, they can enjoy it with the same passion that I put into English.
I met Carl the first time. We were supposed to start shooting in a couple of months and she was extremely warm. Classic Carl, just really lovely. Talking to me like she's known me for years.
And as far as the answer to our trivia question, she revealed in an interview that it was the movie Fast and Furious that she was actually discovered, giving her the chance to land the role.
I was studying law and I was a model, and a casting director flew from London and she was looking for the Bond girl, and she saw my card on the board and she said, I want to see her. And she didn't cast me for Bond, but she cast me for Fast and the Furious. That's how I started. Fell in love and never became a lawyer. Woohoo, thank God.
But we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What did you guys think about all these moments? Which one was your favorite? And what are your opinions between the acting and story compared to the Mission Impossible franchise? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
We have no idea what they're capable of.
I can't wait for you guys to see Heart of Stone. You're gonna love it.